Test, test, test.
Test, test, test. Test! You racist Mike.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cabrones podcast featuring me, Joe Escobar, and my co-host,
Brian Wynn.
And before we start this episode, I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to one of our YouTube followers, Panda King 979. He sent us a message on here, and I thought it was pretty funny. Let's see. And this was on our Cabrones podcast at gmail.com. If you guys want to send any comments or any questions, we are going to be doing some questionnaires later on during the podcast as a segment. And Panda King 979 said, Joe talks about being in the alternative school like he was locked up in the Pinta. Now, I didn't know what that meant until I looked it up, and Pinta means jail. And I also looked up what the Nina and Santa Maria meant, and those are the prostitutes that the Spanish banged. They were just really famous.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So thank you again, Panda King 979. And so we're going to get on with our first topic today. It's FIFA World Cup going on right now. And I got to give a shout out to Mexico for beating Germany in their first ever
matchup.
This time. This first ever FIFA World Cup matchup, because they beat them 1-0, and it's a historic thing because Germany has always won their first game. This is their first loss ever in the FIFA World Cup, and it was to Mexico.
They won their next game.
Who did?
Germany.
Yeah, they won their next game, but still they lost their first game. That never happens. And Mexico won their second game too.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Japan won their first game.
Japan won their first game, yeah.
Against you Colombianos.
Was it against? Yeah, it's 2-1.
Shout outs to the Colombianos out there. If you want to send us nudes, go ahead.
Cabrones podcast@gmail.com.
Y'all could snort this cocaina off my dick, and I could snort the cocaina out of your asshole. If y'all down, let me know. Jose's down too, guys.
Yes, I am very down. If you want to snort anything off my body, Colombianos, go ahead. I'll do the same. So I'm looking at the games here. Brazil tied, Serbia won, France. What's a team that really surprised you? Oh, Nigeria surprised me.
Really?
Yeah. Because I said before, I didn't think they were going to make it, but they beat Iceland 2-0.
Mexico surprised me.
Belgium's a good one, too.
Japan surprised me, too.
Yeah.
Japan surprised the Colombians.
Look at this. England beat Panama 6-1. That's crazy, dude.
I mean, at least it's not 6-0.
Right? And then there's still more games to come. I think South Korea is going to be kicked out.
Probably.
Yeah.
No one's rooting for them.
Japan, I'm pretty sure they're going to make it to the next round.
Japan is the best Asian team.
Yeah, they are.
To me.
So let's see who's made it to round 16 already. As of right now, Uruguay and Portugal have made it, and Spain and Russia.
Mother Russia.
We're still waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 teams to make it. But as of right now, we have 4, which is crazy. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Because with Uruguay and Portugal, that's going to be a really good game. Those are 2 great teams. Spain and Russia, that's going to be another
Oh,
good
the
one.
Suarez guy and with Ronaldo?
Suarez.
And Ronaldo?
Yeah, yeah. Suarez is on Uruguay and Ronaldo is on Portugal. So one's gonna be falling for no reason, and the other one's gonna be biting other people's ears.
Mm. Spain versus Russia. Spain got that one.
You think Spain has it?
I don't know.
Like I said before, I think Russia's gonna cheat.
Want to pay the money?
They're gonna pay off the refs.
Mm. But what are the refs? What's their ethnicity?
They're different types of ethnicities.
Mm.
But yeah, this World Cup is gonna be an interesting one, you know.
If only America was in it. Everybody knows that they wanted to see Russia versus America.
Oh man, that would have been a great one.
And if North Korea was in it too, North Korea versus South Korea would have been a good one.
I don't think North Korea is ever gonna make it, but whatever. What? Argentina's gonna get kicked out?
This is Messi's last game, or World Cup.
They lost 3-0 to Croatia. What?
Damn, son.
That's crazy, dude. Well, I mean, that goes to show you it's a team sport, not an individual player sport, right?
It is.
Okay. So, since this is a comedy podcast, sort of, I just want to talk about our favorite comedic influences, famous great stand-up comedians. I do have a couple that I really like. The ones that have influenced me the most are Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, Louis C.K.
Tosh.
No, I'm talking about influences right now. Tosh, well, I guess when I was younger, Tosh influenced me a little bit because of his attitude and the way he was like he didn't give a crap, you know. He just said it.
Never really seen any of his shows.
Oh, you haven't seen his specials?
Nope. Well, I probably did on Comedy Central one time.
I mean, they're good.
But that was during HEB when we were on the break room.
Well, they're good. I like them. Well then, do you have any comedy influences?
Influence? Or just favorite?
Well, influences first, and then we'll do favorites.
Timothy De La Ghetto. I'm sure you guys heard of him. He's big on YouTube. Niga Higa's another one. He's also big on YouTube. I'm sure you guys heard of him. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, there's tons of other funny guys, but I would say those guys have the most influence in a way.
Those aren't really stand-up comedians, though. They're YouTube stars.
Yet they're more of comedians than those comedians that you mentioned, except for Chappelle. He is a genius. And Louis C.K.
And George Carlin.
Sure.
So they're better than them, but they're not.
Yeah, because they're in a different platform.
So then they're not better than them. They're just in their own league.
Yeah, you can't compare football players with basketball players.
Even though they try to do that with LeBron all the time.
Who?
Like reporters and people on the news and like.
That's because they have
ESPN.
nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, they have nothing else to talk about. So they're like, what if LeBron was a tight end in the NFL?
He does have the height.
That's what they say all the time. He's a big guy. He's fast. He has hands.
Him and the Browns do need him though.
The Browns need him. But dude, they don't even have a quarterback. Well, they just got Tyrod Taylor, but
He can scramble.
he looks like Tupac.
He is Tupac.
He's Tupac reincarnated, or he's actually Tupac.
He is, I guess, reincarnated. Well, he was born when Tupac was born.
So Tupac died, and his soul went into Tyrod Taylor's body.
I guess.
So why isn't he like rapping then?
I guess.
Because he already made it out of the ghetto, rapping. So he was like, I'm gonna make it out the ghetto playing football now.
Sure. Sure. Let's go with that.
But yeah, like, who are your favorites though? Who are your favorite stand-up comedians?
Don't have one.
Don't you like Michael Blackson?
Oh yeah. Um. If you come, roasting wise is the roast master, Jeff, whatever.
Jeff Ross?
Yeah.
You like roasting comedians?
No, I just happen to think he's funny.
Okay. But do you like that style where they just...
I like any. It just has to be like funny.
It has to be funny.
Yeah, and I have to get it.
So what if it's funny and you don't get it? Then it's not funny at all?
Then it's not much of a bonus if it is funny and I get it.
Okay. That makes sense. Like, that's the thing with like comedians nowadays. Like, they try to make it extra smart.
Like you.
Sometimes I do that, yeah, and I have done that, but that's because like I'm trying to add an extra layer to it. So do you like that with comedians? Do you like that they're trying to add extra layers to their jokes to make it seem better for themselves and for the audience?
Sure. Effort counts, I guess.
But like you said, it has to be funny, right?
Funny is the first most priority, the highest priority to me.
Okay. And there are different types of comedians out there. There's like storyteller comedians. There's setup punchline comedians.
There's corny comedians.
There's corny comedians. There's roasting comedians.
Dark humor comedians.
Dark comedians. Improv.
Dry humor.
There's all kinds of
wet
comedy.
humor.
There's all kinds of comedy out there. So, would you laugh at corny humor, corny comedians if you think they're funny at all, or do you not think corny comedians are funny?
It depends on the corniness of the comedian, I guess.
The corniness of the joke?
Oh yeah, or that too.
I mean, there are many factors that go into it. How you look on stage, the way you talk, the way you...
Oh, I'm just worried about the dialogue. I don't care how you look.
Oh, so all you care about is the actual joke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there's some people out there that care about looks, that care about how you present it, that care about if you're pausing, if you're going too fast, stuff like that.
If you're pacing back and forth too much.
Yeah, there's some people that say that's a bad thing. But it's like Robin Williams. Robin Williams used to run all around the stage, and people just laughed. They had a great time.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. And yeah, but so the reason why I like Dave Chappelle, like you like him too, right?
Of course.
Okay, the reason why I like Dave Chappelle is I've seen his old stand-up from when he was younger to now. Like, well, not now, but...
Well, you've seen his evolution.
I've seen his evolution, yeah, that's right. I've seen him go from 19 years old to like 22 to 28 and then to now. And I've seen how these jokes have progressed over time. But the main factor of it all is he's always been funny. And that's what matters the most. It's being funny on stage. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yes, I agree.
So, like, the reason why I picked you to be on my podcast is because you are naturally funny. So I believe you have a sense of, like...
Humor.
Exactly. Exactly. So, like, have you seen that progression from Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, what do you see when you hear his jokes? What comes to your mind?
Oh shit, it's gonna be funny.
You just expect that from him.
Of course.
Like, are there any other comedians that do that to you, where you just like, oh man, whatever it's gonna come out of his mouth is gonna be the funniest thing ever?
Mm,
Just any comedian.
it's Michael Blackson.
Hey man, I have to respect that. Like, let's see. Tom Segura.
I don't know who that is.
He's really funny. He's one of those guys where I'm like, okay, I gotta wait for this because whatever he says is gonna be hilarious.
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters is another one. Yeah. Gabriel Iglesias. Actually, Gabriel Iglesias is kind of an influence on me because he's Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. He's been doing it for years.
Carrot Top.
I'm not really a prop comic kind of guy, you know. Are you?
Nope.
I've never seen the use for prop comedy.
Was it Jeff Dunham?
Yeah, and the puppets. Yeah, Jeff Dunham.
He's funny. At times.
Yeah, I'll give you that. He's funny at times. During the height of his comedy career, he used to do stadiums and stuff.
Who else? Gary Coleman.
Is he a comedian?
I don't know. Is he? He looks like. He looks like he would be funny.
Yeah, I guess he would look like he could be funny. He did act funny in that show. Gary Coleman. Huh. What are some comedians that you hate? Or that you don't really like or think are funny?
Jeff Rogan. If you're hearing this.
Who's Jeff Rogan?
Oh, Joe Rogan. And
Carlos.
I guess that's it. I think that's yours.
Oh, you're just okay. You're Joe Rogan. Okay, for those of you on the podcast who don't know, Brian saw a special of Joe Rogan a couple years ago, and he didn't laugh, and because of that, he is now.
Hold on. Not only did I not laugh, but everybody else in the room not laugh. The only person laughing was yours truly, Joe Esquivel. You care to, or you want to explain why?
Because I am a connoisseur of comedy.
Even bad comedy?
Even bad comedy, man. Bad comedy can be good sometimes. Just look at me on stage. I'm terrible. But sometimes I do okay.
I guess. So who's your equivalent of Joe Rogan?
Somebody that I just hate that I don't think is funny at all.
I don't.
Well,
hate
like
him. I just
okay,
don't think
Joe,
he's funny.
But you like his podcast.
I like his commentary on the UFC.
You
I
think
don't watch his podcast.
You think his commentary is better than his stand-up?
Yes, it's funnier than his stand-up.
I like his podcast a lot. I think he gives
Do you like his stand-up?
A little bit, yeah.
More than his podcast?
No, I think I like his podcast better. But I do like his stand-up.
Because his podcast is more interesting.
Well, in his podcast, he talks about different things and he talks with different people. So, yeah, it is more interesting. And it gives you different introspective to him of who he is and who he wants to be in this world. He's not just Joe Rogan, the comedian, or Joe Rogan, the commentator, or Joe Rogan, the podcast. He's just Joe Rogan. He has different sides to him, you know?
Joe Rogan, the host of
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. All them, 20-something seasons.
What you see is not usually who that person represents
Fear Factor?
themselves to be.
Funny?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you guys this. Do you guys know who Joe Rogan is? And if y'all do y'all listen to his stand-up or watch his stand-up? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments on YouTube or send us an email. HiCabronespodcast@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, Carlos Mencia. Why do you not like him?
Well, they had this fight. I mean, the spat that Joe Rogan came out and he called him out for joke stealing. You know? He said, he was like, man, you steal jokes. and Carlos Mencia denied it. Then there was this movie that they made. It was a comedy movie. It was like a documentary on comedians, and in this documentary, Carlos Mencia, he said, "Yeah, I steal jokes. I do it all the time," and it sounded like he was doing it in a joking tone, but not really.
Mm.
So as of right now, like everybody has that idea. Oh, Carlos Mencia, you know that's what they call him. Carlos Mencia. He stole jokes. And in the comedy world, once you are outed as being a joke stealer, you lose your reputation, man.
You lose your credibility.
You lose credibility, you lose fans, you lose reputation, you lose almost everything. Yeah, he's still making money. He's still doing shows. You know that, right? Carlos Mencia is still doing shows.
Why?
Because people still like him. People still think he's funny.
I wonder whose jokes is he stealing nowadays.
Right? It might be like the lower level comedians.
That no one knows of.
The unknowns.
It might be you.
I hope I hope I can get to the point where Carlos Mencia steals one of my jokes.
The bad ones.
I mean, even the good ones, because you know what? They need to steal so many jokes to make their set. I can make as many jokes. I can make more jokes than they can steal.
I'm not gonna lie though, I used to watch this show on Comedy Central.
That show was freaking hilarious. I thought it was funny. And then people were talking about his special where he did the Bill Cosby
I didn't
joke.
see that one though. No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, you didn't see the special?
Was it good?
The special was funny, but he did this Bill Cosby joke. And that's the moment where Joe Rogan was like, "Hey, this seems familiar to me," you know, or what I think is happened in his mind. You know, have you ever heard that joke?
Nope. How does it go? If you do remember correctly.
Correctly.
Do you remember word for word?
I don't remember it word for word, but I'll just give you the gist of it. So this dad, he has a son, and he teaches him how to play football from when he's younger. You know, he trains with him every day. He runs with him.
Soccer or
American football.
Oh, okay.
He runs with him every day. He trains with him. He does weights and all that, and he helps him. When he gets to high school, he wins a championship. When he gets to college, he's at the Rose Bowl. He's at the biggest, or he's at the college championship, the biggest college championship there is. He wins it, and then the reporters go to his face, and then the first thing that he says was, "I love you, Mom." That's the joke.
No, I mean, I guess yeah, that's funny in a way.
That's funny, yeah. Of course it is, but like,
I love you, Mrs. Huxtable.
take a drink. But yeah, like, what's people were like putting the similarities in both of the jokes. They were like, "Hey, this sounds like this. He probably stole that." Then later on, they found out he has similar jokes to other people. So what he did was he got the joke and he repurposed it for his own set. You know, his own way. So like that's one thing you can't do. And I have been accused of joke stealing before too myself. But that doesn't mean to say that I purposely stole the joke myself. We come up with the same ideas as comedians all the time. That happens almost all the time. I have seen 5 different comedians come up with close to the same premise on stage.
Have they ever accused each other?
No, they haven't.
They only accused you.
Well, no, I've seen other comedians accuse others of stealing too. I'm not the only one. I mean, it happens all the time. Everybody comes up with the same premise. Yeah, it's crazy. And it sucks. It sucks being accused when you know you didn't steal anything. So this is what happened. I came up with the premise. I came up with the idea. I went on stage and I said it. Then after I got off, I was told, "Hey man, you stole my joke. That's the same joke that I do. And I apologized, and I didn't even know that that was the same joke. I didn't know because I've never heard the guy say it before. So in my mind, I was like, how did I even steal that joke if I've never heard it before? But maybe I did. Maybe subconsciously it was in my mind, and I just blocked out that I heard it from him. Or maybe I heard the same premise, you know? Maybe when I heard that premise, I was like, okay, that's funny. But I didn't think of it as, oh, that's this guy's premise. I just had it in my mind, locked away somewhere. So that's how it happened sometimes for me. Or that's how it happened in that one specific situation. And I'm pretty sure that's how it happened for a lot of people. Like when I saw 5 comedians do almost the same premise, they probably all had the same idea, but they came up with it in different ways, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah. It's crazy. Can I ask you a question?
You're asking me one right now.
Can I ask you another question?
No.
Okay.
Just kidding, yes.
Why do you always fart in my house?
Can I ask you another question?
You haven't even asked me a question yet.
Well, I'm going to ask you this. Why does your house smell like fart in the first place?
It doesn't smell like farts. It only smells like farts because you fart in it.
It smells like fart before I fart in it.
So you fart in my house because it already smells like farts.
Well, how does it go? Your house, my rules.
No, it's my house.
Mi casa es su casa.
Yeah, mi casa, your house is my house. Okay? So that means you fart in your house all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just cause I treat you like a brother and I make you feel comfortable in this place doesn't mean you can fart all the time.
Well, I do, so deal with it, bitch.
No, bitch. You gotta stop farting in my house all the time.
Well, I just let one go. Silently. Deal with it.
I have been dealing with it for years now.
Good. I've been dealing with your farty odor for years now, too, since high school.
Do I have a 40 odor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I'll work on that more.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, just like you should work on not farting in people's houses.
Yes. If you guys don't know, I'm covering my nose because his breath smells like fart. It's like he eats out my asshole every night.
I mean, you're the gay one for getting eaten out.
You're the one gay one eating me out.
No, you're gay for getting eaten out.
How's that gay?
Because you're letting another guy eat you out.
I'd rather get eaten out than eating.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's why your gum's bleeding.
They call me Bleeding Gums Murphy.
If you guys don't know, his gum's bleeding.
It's not bleeding. Why are you lying to these people?
You're the one that said it was bleeding.
No, it's not bleeding, guys. It's not bleeding.
Alright, guys. On to our next subject, because we don't want to
Okay,
talk
I
about
just want to
bleeding
tell
gums.
everybody I don't have bleeding gums.
Why are you lying?
And Brian does fart every time he comes to my house, okay?
Dude, he's bleeding right now. Blood is all on the
Dude,
laptop.
it fucking stinks. I can smell your farts right now, dude.
Oh my god.
Okay, I just want to take the time right now to give an ad. If you're looking for good tacos, go ahead and head to Fajita Siesta. It's located on 8710 Bel Air, Houston, Texas. 77036. Fajita Siesta. Better than Brenda's.
Well, that's not true, but the only reason why we have that advertisement right now is because we're just starting out. The good places won't have interest in us until we blow up. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. Brenda's is superior, though. But his dad is better than probably Jose Ole's, the frozen taquitos in the frozen aisles that you can get at.
Yeah, Fajita Siesta is my dad's truck. Once again, it's on 8710 Bel Air Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77036. go ahead and try it out and let us know what you think on the podcast at HaiCabronespodcast@gmail.com. That's HaiCabrones podcast@gmail.com. And if you think if it's good or bad, or if you know other places that are better that will give us advertisement, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you used Tinder, Brian?
Yes.
Do you like Tinder?
Not really.
Have you used other dating apps?
Yeah.
Okay, which one have you had the most success on?
Probably Tinder.
Tinder, right? I haven't had any success on it. Like, I get matches, but...
No one does. Well, except for Scott.
Well, our friend Scott, he gets Tinder dates.
But that's because he catfishes. Like, he told me he uses filters.
He catfishes. He told you that?
Yeah, he uses filters. He told you that, too.
What the heck?
Scott, if you're listening, you catfishing motherfucker.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
All he gets is one date, and then that's when they figure out, oh, he just catfished me.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I totally agree.
But yeah, like, I've used Tinder, I've used Bumble, I used OkCupid, I used all these multiple dating apps.
Grindr.
I mean, you use that, but I don't. I've used all these dating apps, and
Gay Christian mingle.
There's a gay Christian mingle. I'm pretty sure there is a gay Christian mingle out there. It might be Grindr. But yeah, I have no success on there. And I don't know why. I suck at Tinder. I'm going to say that right now. What about you?
Tinder sucks at us.
Tinder sucks at us. I mean, we suck at Tinder. Sounds better.
I guess. But at least my conversations are longer than yours.
Well, what do you do? What do you do on
I
there?
troll, to be honest. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Do not troll. Girls want to be serious for some reason.
They want to be serious for some reason. It's kind of like they're looking for something, you know, like
On Tinder, are you serious?
yeah. I know Tinder is mostly for
Hookups.
hookups,
Orgies.
but some people
Gangbangs.
want a relationship on there, which is crazy to me. Like, you know, Bobby Lee, him and Kalila, they got together because of Tinder. And I'm pretty sure there are more stories like that out there that people have hooked up once or
That's
twice.
interesting.
People have hooked up once or twice on Tinder, and then after that, they've started a relationship. But nobody wants to tell anybody. Oh yeah, we hooked up on Tinder once or twice, and then we started hanging out.
What would sound better? We found love on OkCupid or Tinder?
Christian Mingle,
Oh, well, that's not in the option.
eHarmony.
OkCupid or Tinder?
Oh my god. Okay, Cupid.
Black people meet or Tinder? Shout out to all my ebonies out there.
Shout out. Oh, Christian Mingle has black people.
Well, yeah, but what's it called? Black people meet caters to black people.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's crazy though. I'm pretty sure there's like a Hispanic people meet, Asian people meet, Indian people meet.
Hispanic? I never heard of that.
Oh, it's called The Bar. Have you been there?
No, I heard of the barrio.
The what?
The barrio.
Oh, the Barrio. The Cantina. Have you heard of that?
What was that? Oh, El Tiempo.
Yeah. That's where you meet the hyenas.
And that's where you meet Rodriguez's Pachuga.
Oh, you trying to get on that pechuga?
Mm-hmm.
That's some good stuff, man. But yeah, like I'm gonna be honest right now. I've never been good at Tinder, and I do not want to get good at Tinder. If I don't want to start catfishing people, you know.
I think you're a bit too noble for that. That's why you don't use filters.
Yeah, there's a bit of nobility in it. Like, I don't want to lie. If I'm gonna be on a social media website or a dating website app, I'm gonna be the real me. And you obviously don't want to do that because you troll.
I am the real me.
What are some of the stuff that you say to women?
There was this black chick, and she swiped right on me, and we matched basically, and once I found that out, I just hit her up with a message saying, "Hey girl, you know we go together," or "Hey girl, you know what's my favorite song?" And then I put Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, because she's black and you're yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
No, also because she's black and she has yellow teeth.
I hope she's not listening to this.
What can I say? I'm a troll, guys.
So fucked up. What about the other girl? The Hispanic chick.
I didn't reply to her right away, and then like the next day or so, she was with another guy. So I was like, okay.
So what would you say to her? Her favorite food? Or your favorite food?
We go good together, like rice and beans or some shit like that.
Oh man, I thought that was one of the best ones. Oh.
But yeah, I may be a troll, but
Have you ever been on dates with these women that you
No.
troll? No? Why not? The conversation just fizzles out after a while?
yeah, I lose interest, I guess, cause I don't know. With this, I think this takes a while to get to the dating thing. They wanna see to trust you a bit, and they don't want to get played. So I was like, I mean, I'm obviously playing, but I'm not gonna play you, if you know what I mean.
I mean, if you want to be the ultimate troll, why don't you just send dick pics?
Just because you're a troll doesn't mean you need to send dick pics.
So what type of person sends dick pics then? In your
Fuck
opinion?
boys.
Fuck boys? Yeah. Sounds about right.
So why is your Tinder game lacking game?
Because I have no game.
You have no shame.
I don't have any shame. I don't have any game either. I don't know how to talk to women. I just get on there and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then I get no reply back. And then like a day later, I found out they unswiped righted me.
Damn.
So I'm like, whatever, dude. Don't matter. It's become a game now, you know?
It is a game.
Yeah, it's a game. All you have to do is swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. And then when you find somebody and they're not cute,
Do you swipe right all the time?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
I get more matches. I've gotten more matches like that than I have just freaking picking the girls that I like.
Oh, well, I'm picky, I guess.
Yeah,
But-
you're picky.
I don't know, man. What? Even if it's like a trainee or a dude, obviously a dude.
I get scared because I see these trannies sometimes and I swipe right and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
And then, do you engage in conversation?
I haven't gotten a tranny or a dude.
No,
Yeah.
like with
Like,
the girl.
yeah. No, I'm like, I said it before. I say, hey, what's up? And then that's it. Nothing. They delete me off of their Tinder.
Mm.
That's how it goes.
So sad.
Yeah, it is.
That's why you gotta get on Christian Mingle.
I don't know, man. I think I would have more of a chance on Grindr,
You are baptized.
right? Is there a Catholic people meet?
I doubt it. Father meet boy.
Father meet boy. That's a good
Boy
one.
meets world.
Boy meets world. I don't know. Girl meets group.
That's interesting.
It's like a gangbang website.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't become as popular as Tinder, though. Oh yeah, how did Tinder start?
I'm pretty sure it's just like, hey,
Or what was first, OkCupid or Tinder?
it's like Tinder, wasn't it?
I really don't know.
I don't know either.
I think Tinder was the most popularized one, though.
Well, everybody knows about Tinder because of its easy interaction. It's very intuitive. You just swipe right, swipe left. If you like somebody, you swipe right. If you don't like somebody, you swipe left. That's it. With these other dating sites that I've had, you have to make a whole profile, and then you send messages and you talk to people, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had an interaction with a chick where I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, how much do you make? Like right off the bat. Have you had that?
No.
And I think I was on.
How much do you make?
Yeah.
Do you tell her the truth or do you lie?
Like I told her the truth. I think it was plenty of fish.
What'd you tell her?
I was just like
13? 12?
I told her like 20.
An hour?
No, 20,000.
Oh, okay. And no reply after that.
Yeah, she just like ghosted me after that.
Damn, son. You need to get exercised.
Well, I need to make money. That's what I need to do. Because I'm seeing now that a lot of these girls want a guy with money.
That's true.
They don't want to be going to your mom's house.
You need to be independent.
Yeah, they don't want to see me at my dad's or my mom's house.
What else? They want you to be a real man.
That's what pisses me off, because the idea of a real man nowadays is different.
How so?
Because back then, like, if you're a real man, you just go to work every day, you make the money, and that's it. You're a real man. Nowadays, you have to make money, you have to be empathetic, you have to listen to stories, you have to have feelings, you have to be more of a person. Also, you have to be more of yourself. You have to be perfect for all these women. And it sucks. Because not a lot of men are out there.
Perfect.
You can't even be close to perfect.
You can be...
You can be yourself. That's all you can be. Like if a girl came up to you and was like, hey, I'll date you, but you have to make this amount of money. You have to have this type of car. You have to be at this type of places all the time.
Your gums don't have to bleed.
Yeah, and your farts don't have to be in my house. You have to wear these type of clothes every day. And you can only be with these type of people. What would you say?
I'll say... At least my gums don't bleed.
And I'll say at least I don't fart in people's houses and be disrespectful. But for real.
I fart, you queef.
For real though.
I guess it's like a high expectation of what men are supposed to be nowadays.
Well, there's a higher expectation on men, and there's also a higher expectation on women. So it goes both ways.
Do you think it's more of men than women?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. There's a higher expectation from men, which is crazy.
We are expected to pay on the first date.
It's changing now.
Just now.
Yeah, well, nowadays it's changing because there are women out there that I've talked to that do pay for themselves. They split the bill, and I find that really, really cool and respectful.
Ladies, would this be okay with you? This is a scenario. Y'all go. I don't know if y'all would consider this a date, but y'all go out to eat, and he pays, but it's like McDonald's. Is that okay with y'all? And then when y'all go out to like Red Lobster, y'all split the bill. Is that okay?
I think that's okay.
Let us know. Because I plan to do that. Just kidding. But let us know though.
He's not kidding, guys.
No, I am.
He's not.
That's an interesting viewpoint.
That is interesting. Like the guy pays for everything, even though it's cheap, and then when they go to an expensive restaurant, they just pay for themselves.
Yeah, they split the bill.
Yeah, they split the bill.
But he drove. So, ladies, do y'all put out or no?
I myself think that's okay, because at least whenever they're doing something themselves, like on the low budget, he's paying for it. Also, he's driving too. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fair play.
Yeah, it's fair play.
As long as you get some play afterwards.
Okay, here's another scenario. So you're at dinner, You're talking to the girl. You're having a great time, and the bill comes up, and she's just staring at you.
Oh, like she expects you to pay.
She expects you to pay. What do you do in that
I
situation?
stare back.
You stare back.
And then be like, I gotta go use the restroom. And then you just don't go use the restroom.
And you leave the restaurant immediately.
Exactly.
You go to your car and you drive home.
But then you realize she drove.
Because a guy that would do that type of thing would let her drive. That's good. I like that.
Then that's when you say, fuck it, I'm gonna take the bus or Uber.
Okay, so we're starting a new thing here on Cabrones podcast. It's called Brian's Bad Advice That You Should Totally Follow. Take it away.
First one is, when you're using a dating app, it's okay to troll because trolling is funny and girls love funny guys. Am I right, y'all? Alright, second one is, I'm pretty sure everybody does this, but just because you agree to do something doesn't really mean that you should do it. Like this podcast. I'm just kidding. Third is, when talking to a girl, it's always important to be brutally honest because girls like real dudes and real dudes are brutally honest. The fourth one is to always jerk off after sex. Okay, and the next one is for those that are on a budget and are vegan. Schmegba makes a good non-dairy sub for cheese. And then the next one is, always eat the pussy after a gangbang, or let the girl choose who to eat her off based on your dick game. So if you got a weak dick game, most likely she's picking y'all, motherfuckers. And the next one is, when you're at a park or a playground and you see kids, always make sure to give them candy because kids love candy. And the one after that is, when you find a missing child, make sure to bring them to a Catholic church because Father John always knows best. And the next one is, whenever you're texting a girl, always send a dick pic first because in front of every bad man, there's a good dick. And this is for all the white guys out there. Make sure to call all your black homies the N-word. That way they know you're down with the struggle. So Slim Shady, Slim Jesus, and the Mac Millers. Y'all know what to do. And for the last one is, if you ever run out of laxatives, eat and drink expired food. Because y'all know damn well nobody can hold in explosive diarrhea.
And that was our show for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Hi Cabrones Podcast. Also, our email. You can comment or just send us your questions later on if you want us to answer them. We're going to do Brian's Bad Advice every week. And we're also going to add a new segment, Joe's Answers. And we'll see where it goes. Also, we do have a Patreon now that we just started. So if you want to go on there and subscribe, later on we're going to be doing some pretty cool things with our subscribers, and we're going to be sending you stuff and doing stuff on the podcast, and maybe do some Instagram videos and stuff like that for you.
And YouTube videos.
Also, GoFundMe. We have a GoFundMe page. Just go to GoFundMe and look up Hi Cabrones Podcast.
And there's a link in the Instagram page as well.
There's a link on our Instagram, and I will be putting a link on our YouTube. Is there anything else you want to say, Brian?
No, not really.
No? Also, follow me on Facebook, Joe Esquivel. It's just that. I will be putting up some shows later on, whenever I get put on. Hopefully pretty soon in the near future.
Oh, yeah, and we're also based out of Houston, Texas.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully if this thing picks up later on, we can do like a live podcast with everybody. Have like a whole group of people in my house, just chill, have a good time. And that's the show. I just want to thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.